It's always interesting, athletes being funny. You're not funny if you try to be funny. That doesn't work. And what I found, like when I hosted the ESPYs and stuff, I was always trying to do bits with people. And so what I found was the default mode of athletes, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I observed, the default mode of athletes is competition. They fall back into competition. They get their game face on. That's where they're comfortable. In order to do comedy, you have to be willing to look foolish. You have to be willing to look like a dummy, a dickhead, obnoxious. Yeah, you have to look foolish. Yeah. You have to be willing to. And most athletes, their default is, I'm not looking foolish. Yeah. That guy's the jerk. That guy's a jerk. I laugh at him. And so the guys that are willing to look silly.
So you're saying Kirk Cousins when he performed that, was it the Miley Cyrus song?
I'm sure, yes. But like Peyton Manning
at the ESPYs.
Peyton Manning's willing to look foolish. Griffith, I'm forgetting his first name.
Robert.
Not Robert Griffith. He's a basketball player.
Blake.
He's willing to look foolish, right? He did that great commercial where he was on a jetpack and he was smashing into shit. That's funny. Like he's not trying to be. He's just willing to look foolish. So I don't know. Peyton Manning, he seems to get it.
So would you put in the category of? Would you put in the category of goes and falls back on competition with like Tom Brady when he hosted the SNL?
I was with Tom. I was on SNL when Tom came.
So, but did he fall back?
He was great. No, he was.
He didn't fall back on competition.
No, he didn't. I actually was very proud of him because he was willing to get out there and be silly and look foolish. We did that great parody commercial. It was a sexual harassment training, and so it was like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, and they were in this office, and it was a training film. And like Fred Armisen was like, "Hi," and they were like instantly calling HR. And then Tom Brady walks in his underwear, and they were like, "Hey, what's up? Everything's cool," But he was so willing to do whatever we brought to him, and that's huge too. That's So Tom did a great job. Actually, that's where I got to meet Tom, and he was very gracious with me. Like when he came to Arrowhead a couple times, and he was always like, "Hey, come on down and hang out." And
you want to hate him until you meet him.
He's great. He's great.
We had to do that movie together. 80 for Brady.
Oh yeah.
When he puts his mind to something, he's like really involved. Like he was nervous about doing his parts and stuff, so he made me go in his trailer. He's like making me run lines with them. He's like, "How is that?" I'm like, "Dude, you're good. You're fine. You're gonna be good."
But
he's
that's why he is who he is.
Then we do it again. I'd be like, "That's a little. I think it's a little overacting. It's a little overacting." And then we do it again.
In his head.
And then we do it again. I go, "That's Pacino. That's fucking Pacino right there." That was a thing we used to have all the time in the locker room. We used to always say we'd have like a counter play or a flea flicker or a double route move, and you have to sell the first route. You have to act the first route.
Yes.
And if you don't,
it's foiled.
It's spoiled.
Yeah.
So there'd be a time where I'd run a double route or something. He goes, "That's Pacino right there. That's Pacino." And there'd be a time where I did. He goes, "A little overacting. They saw it, brubs. They saw it, babe." It was funny.